Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well because today we're talking about music, and today we're talking about even more music pickups for the month of February. There's just so much good stuff out there. I've had a lot of luck lately. Thrift stores, finding a couple things online here and there. These are pretty much mostly all thrifts, except a couple that I'll point out. Yeah, these are all like $1. And a lot of these are ones I've been either kind of looking for a while or wanting to pick up more recently and just kind of lucked out that they just happened to be there when I was looking for it. So, I thought, and last video I did said, got a big chunk for February, maybe I'll cool it, but nope, that's not what happened here. So let's get into it. Let's start with the vinyl. I picked up a few 45s. Again, I'm not really a 45 collector, but these were a great deal. I found these and some of the LPs I'll point out. Went up to Sydney, which is on the southern, then up northern tip of Vancouver Island. A lovely place to go visit. It's known for a lot of things, but one is that there's a lot of thrift stores in kind of a small geographic concentration. So these were all at the same store. And they, great deal, great deal. So the first one I got is Wipeout on Dot Records. As you can see, the it's a generic sheet, but it's worse for wear. But Wipeout by the Surfaris with the B side of Surfer Joe. Let's take it out. Plays nicely, plays well. Played it the other day. Wipeout. I figured, got to have a little bit of surf music in the collection, and if I'm going to have a little bit, why not go for that one? So really happy to have that. The next one, similar feeling, I can't say I'm super into this artist, but respect what they're going for, and that's Elvis with the B-side of Heartbreak Hotel on RCA. B-side of I Was the One. Again, not an artist I really listen to that much. Don't really go on my way to listen to Elvis, but deal was right, so I figured why not get a 45. This next one though, I really enjoy. Um, Kind of talking with my mom a few years ago. She said the first record she ever bought was not this one, but from this group, from this artist, and it was a 45. So this is again on 45. Big Girls Don't Cry by the Four Seasons with Connie O as the B-side. Now I believe she said the first LP she ever bought was or not their cover, their song Sherry, which I didn't see. But Big Girls Don't Cry, I really enjoyed. So that's a great track and happy to have that as well. Now let's move on to the vinyl LPs. Again, these were all, except for one of them, from the same store. So I picked up this one. This is one that I've been, humming and hawing about and figured, hey, if I see it around, I should grab this, as well as a couple other from this band musician. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Stranger in Town. There we go there. So we got, I guess old time rock and roll is probably the big hit from this, but I've checked it out a bit. I really like the song Hollywood Nights. Hadn't heard that one before, but it's a lot of fun. There's the band there, looking very much like a great band. Yeah, I've played this a couple times now and really enjoy it. Um, so I figured this summer, get into yacht rock. I have a yacht rock show coming up with some other people in a group I'm with, so I should get familiar. I know Steely Dan. I know I've seen Time Life infomercials. I kind of know what yacht rock is about, but just again, coincidentally, like I was saying earlier, found these albums, great deal. So I am now well versed, I'd like to say. First up, picked this up yesterday at the thrift shop. This is the 1979 debut from Christopher Cross. Christopher Cross hits being, I think, Sailing, Ride Like the Wind, but Sail Divine is another great track. Played this yesterday, made sure it's all good, plays super well. And then we're going to keep that yacht rock boat sailing with Pablo Cruz, Worlds Away. With Love Will Find a Way being the big hit. Show off the back just because we got it. Look at that. That is everything you want in the world. That is everything I wish I could be. And I will one day. Mark my words. Finally here, finally here we got Boz Scaggs with Silk Degrees. This copy is a little worse for wear, but the vinyl itself is totally good. and just that cover art. So I am set. I mean, I'm still missing a bit of Doobie Brothers. There's other, I don't have Aja yet by Steely Dan, just the debut, but we're getting there. One day at a time, pals, we're getting there. So the next pickups are all CDs. Now, this first one I found on Discogs. It was $5, free shipping, rated very good. And I was like, there's no way. Like, that's too good of a deal for what this album is, what it usually goes for. Why are you saying it's very good? And I see why not. The CD actually plays entirely well, but there's some markings that gives you a bit of history about where this came from. So this is actually Islands by King Crimson. Great album. Never actually owned a copy, just streamed it. So I'm kind of going through their discography chronologically, I guess, in terms of ownership. So you already saw a couple stickers there. There's even more stickers there. And we'll actually open it up to show one of the final stickers. So this album, this is the HD CD version, which is really cool. Was previously part of the Edmonton Public Library, and I think that's kind of fun. I like that you can tell like how it was categorized, how it was kept. So I'm okay with that. I mean, I might try later to do some surgery, but some of these stickers are on the booklets themselves, and they'll probably do more damage to try and remove them than just let them live there. It's weird that they put this under pop rock, not just rock, but whatever. So yeah, King Crimson Islands, great album. I like that one a lot. Happy to find it. Next, this is a thrift store find. Slowly getting some compilations. I'd like to do an episode sometime in the future about different kinds of compilations, what they mean, kind of what they represent, and how different labels kind of put them together. So this is Punk-O-Rama Volume 6 from 2001. It's got 23 tracks. Again, this one, it doesn't actually specifically label if it's a previously released track or just for that compilation. They used to, and I kind of always like that on these compilations. But I mean, it's Punk-O-Rama put out on Epitaph Records. You have all kinds of the most important bands of the time. You got NoFX, you got Hot Water Music, Bouncing Souls, Rancid, The Descendants, Dropkick Murphys, Bad Religion, The Business, all kinds of notable bands from the period. And this is a fun one. I listened to it a couple nights ago getting dinner put together. This one, I did a trade-in. I had a couple duplicates of some albums, and I figured, I'll save the better quality ones for me. Took them into one of my local record shops. They said, hey, we'll do a 2-for-1. And I found this. This is a band I really like, but I actually only own, I guess I would say they're more notable records. Is that the best way to put it? Yeah, maybe that's the best way to put it. I have some of their more kind of formal standard track album releases, even though there's actually a lot there to delve into. So this is Porcupine Tree, Stars Die, The Delirium Years, 91 to 97. This is a 2 CD set. This is the 2005 issue, which is actually remixed and recompiled by Steve Wilson. So if you're a fan of the kind of earliest Porcupine Tree work, so the more kind of psychedelic, ambient, Pink Floyd inspired stuff, this is a great album to pick up. Especially so it's got, stuff that starts with like The Sky Moves Sideways. You even have some stuff from later albums like Signify on here. Yeah, you have the track Signify. You've got like Voyage 34 Phase 1, as well as, Up the Downstairs, like really notable stuff just kind of compiled together in a way where it's not a best of. It's not just taking this stuff and putting it there. It's, again, remixed and redone. So you've got, single EP tracks. So it's the first appearance on this album. You've got previously unreleased stuff, and then you've got new mixes of tracks exclusive to this compilation. So there's a reason to get this, even if you already have all that previous material. So I'm really happy to get that. That was a great deal. These ones, I've just been listening to these, so I actually don't need to talk about those. Another video later. We'll get to that video later. But here's actually the last purchase. Not the last purchase of that stack. So this is the live Kansas album 2 for the show. This is a great live album. One of the classic progressive rock live albums. It just captures the band at their do I want to say pinnacle? Maybe I'll say pinnacle at their height. A lot of people weren't really happy starting in 1980, the kind of more AOR rock direction that they really, really embraced. I like that period. I like a lot of that stuff. But for most people, it's their first, the first five albums are where it's at, where it's obviously progressive rock, really inspired by the likes of, Deep Purple and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, a bit of Genesis. Mix that with some just more straight ahead kind of blues rock. But you get a lot of that stuff on here. So, they open with Song for America. They close with Magnum Opus. You've got, obviously Dust in the Wind and Carry on My Wayward Son. You've got Paradox. You've got Icarus. Point of No Return. That's one of my favorite tracks from the earliest period. Just a great live album. Sounds fantastic. If you want to check out a great Kansas live album, check this one out. Actually, their newer ones that have been putting out in the last couple of years are really good too. All right, two more releases to go through. These were both thrift store finds as well. Value Village, I think. Fish. We almost died, but we made it. Fishbone, Truth and Soul. How could I describe Fishbone if you've never heard of the band? Well, maybe you know the track Freddy's Dead from Nightmare on Elm Street. Which one is it? 3? I don't remember. But they got a song there. They are alt rock, reggae, funk, metal. That's the best way to put it. You can't, you could just YouTube or Spotify or whatever, just go online, find a Fishbone song. You can't just listen to it and then know what the band sounds like, because then the next song you're going to listen to is going to be a metal song. And then the one after that is going to be like a jazz inspired beat poem. They've got eras, they've got periods, but even on their own albums like this one, like you'll go from Freddy's Dead, like an alt metal song, to Ma and Pa, like an upbeat ska track. Then you've got, Bonin in the Boneyard, which again is kind of like an alt rock song, almost like something Oingo Boingo would make in an alternative, Fishbone is one of those bands you can't describe. You just need to get someone a CD and be like, get ready, because I don't know what you're gonna get. But this is one of their highlights. So great album. And then finally, I'm gonna have my Canada card taken away. I've never owned a copy of this album. Had other albums from this incredibly important band, but not this one. This is the Tragically Hip's I feel really bad. Never owned this fully, completely. One of their career highlights, one of the important ones. It's got so many great tracks. It's got, 100th Meridian, at the 100th Meridian. That's a great one. Wheat Kings, beautiful, beautiful track. And just so many amazing tracks on here. This is just kind of the typical CD release. Important band for Canada, Canadian rock. But there you go. So we've got some 45s, we got some vinyl, we got some CDs, all kinds of genres. And yeah, just lots of really cool music to dig into. So I'm pretty pumped for all that. And I want to know, what are you pumped for? Either something in my list you're like, oh, check that one out first. Or maybe you've gotten something more recently and you want to share that. So I'm into that too. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for checking this out, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.